You just lost your life savings in 90 seconds because a Discord whale clicked sell at the exact top of the candle. These pump and dump schemes aren't just bad luck. They are calculated traps orchestrated by professional market manipulators using a single, visible on chain metric to drain your wallet before you even realize the rug is being pulled. If you have ever felt that gut wrenching dread of watching a coin you bought at its peak plummet 90% in under an hour, you are going to want to pay close attention to this. I've saved the best strategy for last, and it is something that honestly changed the way I look at every single trade I make. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's get into the mechanics of market manipulation. To understand a pump and dump, you have to realize it is less about technology and more about human psychology. The scheme typically begins in private, encrypted channels on platforms like Telegram or Discord. These groups are often massive, boasting anywhere from 50,000 to 200,000 members. But here is the trick: the real organizers are only a few dozen people. They identify a low liquidity coin, usually one with a market cap below $1 million, dollars, and they begin accumulating it slowly over weeks. This is the accumulation phase. They need to stay under the radar so they don't spike the price before they have their fill. Once they own a significant portion of the circulating supply, the show begins. They set a specific time, say 6 p.m. on a Tuesday, for the pump. Suddenly, they blast the name of the coin across their social networks with claims of an upcoming partnership, a revolutionary new API integration, or a celebrity endorsement. And because you have hundreds of thousands of people seeing this notification at the exact same time, the buying volume goes parabolic. The price chart turns into a vertical green line. It looks like the start of the next BTC bull run, but it is actually a trap. As unsuspecting investors rush in to buy the top, the organizers are busy hitting the sell button, liquidating their entire position into the frenzy. That's the exit. And the price? It collapses faster than it rose. If you are finding this breakdown useful so far, hit that subscribe button. It helps me keep these deep dives coming, and we are just getting to the really important parts. So how do you actually spot these before they happen? Point one is the easy win: checking the exchange volume versus the exchange count. Most legitimate projects are listed on multiple reputable exchanges. If a coin is being shilled hard, but is only available on one or two obscure decentralized exchanges, that is your first major warning. Manipulation requires a thin order book. If you can move the price of a token by 5% with just a few $1,000s, you are looking at a playground for manipulators. You can check this by looking at the order book depth on sites like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. If there are no sell orders, or if the spread between the buy and sell price is enormous, you are not investing. You are gambling. Now, here is the level up. Point two is about analyzing the social sentiment versus the actual development activity. This requires a bit of detective work on platforms like GitHub. If a project is claiming to be the next big decentralized finance revolution, but their GitHub repository hasn't seen a single code commit in 6 months, that is a massive red flag. I remember a project back in November 12th, 2022 that was getting huge traction on Twitter. They had influencers with millions of followers posting videos about their proprietary consensus mechanism. But when I dug into their code, the repository was empty. It was a fork of a public, abandoned project with just the name changed. They pumped it by 400% in 2 days and then completely vanished from the internet. Their website went down, their Twitter was deleted, and the liquidity was pulled from the pool. Don't believe the hype. Always check the receipts. If the technology doesn't exist, the project doesn't exist. Okay, now for the one I've been saving for you. This is the most reliable metric in the entire industry for spotting a pump and dump scheme before the pump even happens. It is called the Holder Concentration Index. You can view this on most block explorers like Etherscan or BSciScan. Look at the top holders section of the token contract. If you see that the top 10 wallets control more than 60 or 70% of the total supply, run away. Seriously, walk away and don't look back. A healthy, decentralized project should have a widely distributed token supply. When the vast majority of tokens are held by a handful of addresses, it means those few people have complete control over the price. They don't even need to coordinate a group. They just need to dump their bag when the volume picks up. A researcher at a prominent blockchain analytics firm once analyzed over 2,000 tokens flagged as suspicious. They found that in 98% of cases, extreme holder concentration was the precursor to a liquidity drain. That one shift in your perspective, from looking at social media hype to looking at the blockchain data, will save you more money than any paid trading group ever will. It cuts through all the noise. It doesn't matter what the founder says on a CEO call. It doesn't matter what the price chart is doing. The ledger never lies. Think about that for a second. You now have a three-step process: verify the exchange liquidity, audit the developer activity, and analyze the holder concentration. Most people in the crypto market skip all three. They let their fear of missing out, or FOMO, drive their decisions. And that is exactly what the manipulators are betting on. They know that if they create enough artificial scarcity and social pressure, people will abandon all logic and just click buy. But you are different. You are moving from a reactive participant to an active analyst. Once you see the patterns, it is impossible to unsee them. The entire landscape of your portfolio will look different. You'll start seeing red flags everywhere, and that is a good thing. It's protection. So there you have it. 3 real ways to protect your capital and identify the traps before they close. And remember, that third metric, the holder concentration, is your absolute best defense. It is the single clearest indicator of hidden risk. If you got value from this, share it with someone who is just getting into crypto and needs to hear it. Subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive where we are going to look at how to read a smart contract audit like a professional. You don't want to miss that one. It's going to make you even harder to manipulate. See you in the next one.